Next news. Breaking news from the White House.
Gary Franchi here at the White House, where the left's entire narrative just got destroyed. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu went on record and obliterated the fake news claim that Israel somehow dragged America into this conflict with Iran. Meanwhile, the debate over funding is exposing exactly who stands with our America First agenda and who doesn't. Now look, this matters to you because we're talking about your tax dollars. $200 billion, that's the number that Secretary Hegseth is asking for. While the mainstream media tries to spin this as some kind of Israeli puppet show, while the never-Trumpers claim the president is being manipulated, the truth is coming out. President Trump is calling the shots, period, end of story. This is about American national security. It's about making sure Iran never gets a nuclear weapon, and it's about whether we're going to let the military-industrial complex run wild or demand accountability. The fractures are showing, folks, even within our own party, and you need to see what's really happening. And speaking of protecting what's yours, there is another threat that's brewing that you need to know about. New numbers out of Washington show that inflation is on the rise again. Another threat to you, your savings account, and your retirement. So ask yourself this one honest question. What does the next decade look like for you and your savings? If your portfolio lacks exposure to gold, one of history's most reliable economic hedges, it's time to rethink your strategy. Gold has kept up with inflation and in many periods outpaced it. My friends at Noble Gold Investments specialize in helping people protect their wealth with physical gold and silver. Right now, all new qualified accounts will receive a free 10th ounce American Gold Eagle as a thank you. Visit nextnewsgold.com and discover just how easy it is to protect your financial future. That's nextnewsgold.com. Now, let me show you exactly what is unfolding in Washington. You see, the gloves are off. We've got 4 exclusive clips that tell the complete story of what's happening with this Iran conflict. From the Pentagon's funding request, to the rebellion that's brewing in Congress, to the mainstream media meltdown, and finally, Netanyahu shutting down the lies once and for all. So let's get right into it. First up, here's the tape of Secretary Hegseth laying out exactly what this $200 billion is for and what he says about the president's objectives and whether that number might actually go higher. You need to hear this directly.
The Pentagon is seeking more than $200 billion from Congress to fund the ongoing war with Iran. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth defended the request at a press conference on Thursday and suggested further requests could come.
As far as $200 billion, I think that number could move, obviously. It takes money to kill bad guys. So we're going back to Congress and our folks there to ensure that we're properly funded for what's been done, for what we may have to do in the future.
Hegseth told reporters that the objectives remained to destroy Iran's missile launchers, as well as its defense industrial base and navy, and to never allow Iran to get a nuclear weapon.
Our objectives, given directly from our America First president, remain exactly what they were on day one.
The first 6 days of the war cost the U.S. at least $11.3 billion. That figure from a closed-door briefing for senators did not include the entire cost of the war, but was provided to lawmakers as they have clamored for more information about the conflict.
Putting troops anywhere. If I were, I certainly wouldn't tell you.
Trump on Thursday dismissed the reporting, saying he was not looking to deploy soldiers as the war with Iran heads toward a 4th week.
Did you catch that? It takes money to kill bad guys. That's Secretary Hegseth being direct about what we're doing. Destroy Iran's missile launchers, destroy their defense industrial base, destroy their navy, and never let them get a nuclear weapon. Those are the objectives straight from President Trump, and when the media tried to pin him down on troop deployment, well, Trump shut it down cold. And here's where it gets interesting, because not everyone in the GOP is on board. This next clip is being pushed by the Never Trump crowd, but I want you to watch it anyway. Representative Lauren Boebert going on the record about this war supplemental, and listen to what she says about the military-industrial complex and where her loyalties actually lie.
I will not vote for a war supplemental. No, I am a no. I've already told leadership I am a no on any war supplementals. I am so tired of spending money elsewhere. I am tired of the industrial war complex getting all of our hard-earned tax dollars. I have folks in Colorado who can't afford to live. We need America First policies right now, and that I'm not doing that. We need the Save America Act, FISA with warrants, There's a lot of hard lines that I have right now, and we've got to get our act together if we want to keep this majority. And the path that we're going doesn't look very promising.
Should the administration get out of Iran?
That's up to the president.
Look, she said, I have folks in Colorado who can't afford to live. We need America First policies. And you know what? She's not wrong to ask the tough questions, and that's what representatives should do. But here's the key. When asked if the administration should get out of Iran, she said that's up to the president. She's pushing back on spending, not on Trump's leadership. Now watch the mainstream media try to spin this thing into a disaster. Watch. The CNN panel clip, it's making the rounds, and you need to see how the media establishment's trying to frame this conflict. Watch Josh Rogan go full doom and gloom, and then watch Scott Jennings absolutely body him with one simple question. Roll it.
This is the most unpopular war in American history, and for good reason. And the longer it goes on, the worse those numbers are going to look. There is no instance in history of prolonged war benefiting any nation. And
how do you know it's going to be prolonged?
We don't know it's not.
Because that's the story of pretty much every war ever.
How long the Venezuela war last?
Well, that wasn't a war. That was but
we haven't had a war since World War II, Josh.
Yeah, well, I think the Vietnam generation would take issue with that, and the Iraq generation and the Afghanistan generation.
But I'm saying we haven't declared war.
Yeah, but if you ignore the lessons of all of those wars.
So you're sitting here saying a 3-week situation is the most unpopular thing we've ever done.
I'm saying that
you're using the term war a little.
I'm saying that Americans understand what's clear, which is that this is getting worse every day and expanding every day. And
that is getting worse.
The war is expanding. More countries are getting attacked.
What we're forgetting.
The energy crisis is growing. The economic crisis is growing. Inflation is growing. Extremism and attacks on the homeland are growing. Everything is getting worse every day, and the war is expanding, despite President Trump saying
you're not exactly a glass half full kind of guy, are you?
I'm a real.
How long did the Venezuela war last? Jennings just exposed the entire flawed premise. These media types, they want you to believe every conflict is Vietnam, every engagement's a quagmire, but Rogan couldn't even respond. He pivoted to calling himself a real guy. That's what happens when your narrative meets reality. President Trump has shown he can project strength and achieve quick results. And now the knockout punch. Prime Minister Netanyahu himself addressing the biggest lie of all. This is the clip that's breaking the left right now. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, in his own words, addressing the fake news narrative that Israel dragged America into this. And what he says about President Trump, this is going to make some heads explode. Watch.
These opening remarks with one other fake news, and that is that Israel somehow dragged the U.S. into a conflict with Iran. Does anyone really think that someone can tell President Trump what to do? Come on. President Trump always makes his decisions on what he thinks is good for America, and may I add, I think what is also good for future generations.
Does anyone really think that someone could tell President Trump what to do? Come on. There it is. From Netanyahu's own mouth. President Trump makes his decisions based on what's good for America, not Israel, not the globalists, not the military-industrial complex. America. Listen, the left's entire puppet master conspiracy just went up in smoke. So let's put all this together and talk about what it really means. And this is the bottom line from right outside the White House. We have a president who's making decisions for American interests. We have military leadership with clear defined objectives. We have a healthy debate within the Republican Party about spending and accountability. That's not weakness, that is democracy in action. And we have foreign leaders confirming what we already knew. Donald Trump answers to no one but the American people. You see, the media wants chaos. The never-Trumpers want failure. But what they're getting is an America First foreign policy backed by strength, clarity, and resolve. So, folks, this is why we do what we do here at the Next News Network. You see, the mainstream media will never give you this full picture. They'll cherry pick the clips that fit their narrative and ignore everything else. But you deserve the truth. You deserve to see the complete story. So do me a favor and share this video with everyone who needs to hear it. Drop a comment below and tell me what you think about this $200 billion request. Should Congress approve it? Should there be conditions? I want to hear from you. And hit that subscribe button if you haven't already and ring that notification bell so you never miss our coverage. From the White House, I'm Gary Franchi. Stay informed and stay free.
The system controls information. Information control is power. They don't want you to see this. The truth only survives together. They don't want this shared. Share this now.